In this video, I will be talking about 50 things that you need to know about Ghost of Tsushima. A like on this video would be really appreciated, and let's get right into the video, guys. The main protagonist of Ghost of Tsushima is called Jin, but his katana also has a name. His sword is called Sakai Storm. Sakai Storm is upgradable both in stats and appearance and will be the only katana sword that you can use in the entire game. You can set a difficulty level at the start of the game. You can choose between easy, normal, and hard. Instead of the English voice tracks, you can use Japanese voice tracks as well, and together with this samurai cinema mode, it is almost like you're watching a movie in black and white with the Japanese voice track. During a fight, a parry gains you a small amount of resolve, while a perfect parry actually gives you a large amount of resolve. Like we saw in the trailer and in the gameplay before, we will have a day and night cycle in Ghost of Tsushima. In one of the earlier wallpapers I showed in my videos, you could see a snowy environment, and in the last trailer we saw, you could see it raining. So the game will have a dynamic weather system, but some are tied to specific regions or story moments. Exploring the world of Ghost of Tsushima is a lot of fun, but not everyone will be able to see all the objects on the map, so foxes can actually guide you to hidden itinerary screens. In order to upgrade your weapons, for example your katana and your bow, you need supplies, and these supplies can only be found in abandoned buildings. Birds can guide you there, and you can actually find your supplies in these locations. Like we saw in the 80 minutes of gameplay, smokestacks guide you to people needing help and points of interest. The horse that you have in Ghost of Tsushima is not able to die. You will have him since the beginning of the game, and the name of this horse is Mr. Peppermint. The only way that Jin can heal himself is by using a quick menu at the left bottom of the screen. It does consume some resolve, which you obviously gain from blocking attacks. If you are looking for your horse, you can just summon your horse really easily with the quick menu on the left side, exactly the same way as we saw it in Red Dead Redemption. Pretty similar to Jin's katana, his mask is called Sakai Mask. In Ghost of Tsushima, your horse can be mounted, and you do that by using R2. Like we can see right here in the gameplay of the Mongol territory, you can initiate the grappling hook with R2. If you're looking for a way to fast travel in the world of Ghost of Tsushima, it is really easy. The only thing you need to do is visit a certain location, for example, just like the Inari shrines. On the Tsushima island, you can collect materials and collectibles, and you do that by pressing R2. If you want to collect the charms in Ghost of Tsushima, you have to go to the Inari shrines locations and press R2. The resolve that you build up in the middle of a combat, you can not only use that to increase your health, but you can also choose to do a special attack. Dismemberment is present in the game like we saw in earlier gameplay before, but you cannot target a specific part. To block an attack coming from an enemy in the middle of a fight, you press L1. Also with L1, if your timing is really good, your block actually becomes a parry. You can also get a perfect parry, meaning that an enemy attacks you, and just before the enemy attacks lands, you block that attack, and then you get that perfect parry, opening your enemy to a deadly counterattack. But obviously deadly counterattacks can be dodged by you, but also by your enemy. Also good to know that you can actually cancel your attacks, especially your heavy attacks. The stone stance is the ancestral style of Jin, effective towards sword-wielding enemies. The water stance is a new style that Jin had to learn if he wanted to effectively attack other shieldmen. There are also other ways to interact with the enemies in the world of Ghost of Tsushima. For example, you can distract enemies or even scare them with wind chimes or firecrackers. A wind chime can be used as well to make your enemies really curious and to get them to a specific point. If you're using the charm of Toxic Demise, the wind shield will release a potion that will kill enemies that go near it. A really fun thing that you can use in the game as well are the smoke bombs. You can even confuse the enemies that have already seen you. While using the charm of Unseen Despite, the smoke bomb will restore your health with 25%. Another fun fact as well, in the actual invasion, the Mongol army stayed in the Tsushima island for 9 days before moving to Iki Island. In the stealth gameplay, there are 4 different sneak attacks that you can do. There is the assassination, you have the chain assassination, you have slaughter, and also the critical strike. With a single kunai, you can actually kill multiple targets at once. When riding a horse, you will experience a flash of insight that will alert you if people or events are nearby. And not only that, because the flash of insight also shows you a bar that points the direction of the event and gets filled up the nearer you go to it. I've seen this feature in many games before, for example just like in Far Cry or in Assassin's Creed. The bar changes icons depending on the source of the event. For example, the icon could say people or even animals. On the 14th of July, I will be posting Ghost of Tsushima content right here on the channel, because that is when the embargo will be lifted. So you can expect early gameplay. I won't be spoiling any of the story related stuff. I will be making videos about like a review, a gameplay, and you know, guides, how to get this, how to get that. Those type of videos I will be uploading right here on the channel. If you do not want to miss out, make sure to subscribe. This was Cheese. I am out. Peace.